So welcome to Gel Printing July, day 2. If you have watched my first video in this series, then you know what this is all about. So it's a challenge for me to do 31 gel prints in 31 days this month. Because I love gel printing, there are so many techniques that you can do with them. It's such a playful tool as well, because there's always this kind of surprise element in it. Also, we're on my Patreon, we're focusing this month also on gel printing. So if you want to take a deeper dive or learn all about the basics in a more systematic way, then you can check out my Patreon. But for me, this is also a challenge to make 31 videos and to upload one video every day on YouTube. So I'm excited about that. Now, if you have watched my first video, then you know that today is July the 3rd, and today is when I decided to do this challenge. So I have to make 3 videos today, and I am loving it so far. So technically, for me, this is the same day as as video 1. But yeah, this is Gel Printing July day 2. And if you've watched that video, then you have seen that I have used both of these gel plates. And I want to continue with it, with these two, because that's just what I'm feeling of doing. And I do want to give myself total freedom in this series, in this challenge, to do whatever I like. Okay, so I want to continue a bit on the same line as video 1, but just a few variations. And I'm not 100% sure of what I want to do, but let's just do a bit of a variation in colors for now. I love this color from the Blick paint. This is Purple Matter. I really like this. So this is matte paint. And I have a magazine here to the side that I use to roll off my brayer, because I want to have this a little bit thinner. I think this is okay. Now, top part, I'm using this, what was it called? Light Blue Violet Liquitex Basics. And you can see that there's also still a little bit of that Purple Matter color on my brayer, and that's totally fine. Now let's get a stencil. And yeah, let's just see. I think I'm going to roll off a little bit here, but I am really liking the texture that I see. And I'm combining a little bit here at the top, that Purple Matter color, and I'm just going to let myself be surprised. And I think video 1 was quite long, so I'll try to make this video a little bit shorter. Let's see, let me just add a bit of water, just to see what happens. Ooh, I'm loving that. So I'll just let this water do its thing, and in the meantime I'm going to take my second gel plate. I love to work with multiple gel plates because I like to leave the paint layers, I like to sometimes leave them to dry, and then I can just keep working. So I'll take my second one, and still I'm not really sure what I want to do, so I'm just Let me think. I'm still not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but that's also the fun of it. But I do want to play with stencils again. So this is a stencil that I made myself. I designed them and then I cut them out on a cutting machine. So I'm going to use this stencil. You can use, of course, any stencil that you like. And I like this color, so let's just use this as a basis. But I do also want to have a variation in color, so I'm just rolling some of this paint off. So I have matte paints here, except for this blue. This is just a regular kind of a satin paint. But I like the look of the matte paints as well. So let's see. I'll use this one. This was the gray haze. So this is a matte. Okay, oops, there's some stuff going on there, but I don't mind. Okay, so I'm just going to do a similar technique and just play a bit with these variations. I've said that also in video 1. I like to keep my options a bit limited. So I don't use a lot of different colors in one session because yeah, I want to learn also. I want to know what I'm doing and why things happen. And I don't want to get overwhelmed and just end up with a pile of papers. So that's why I limit yeah, my supplies. And in one gel print session, I usually try to keep within one theme. Unless, of course, I really feel that I want to go in a different direction. It's not that that is a must, but I just know that this can help me to focus and to learn. I'm tempted to take a peek here, but I'm not going to do it because I want this to dry. I could, of course, flip it, but this doesn't really give me a good idea because no, I do want to take a peek because I want to know how the print looks beneath the stencil. So it's quite translucent beneath, so I'm not going to take off a lot from the outside there. Yeah, I think for now this is great. I just want to build it up slowly. I have a whole challenge for gel printing July going on. So I'll let this dry and then I'm going to have a closer look and maybe we'll just pull the print. So this is the first one. I like this outside a lot. I don't know how the focal point is going to be. I don't think it is dry yet, so I'm going to take my heat gun and gently, carefully dry it. So I'm not keeping my heat gun too close, but yeah, I'll dry this and then I'll come back. Let's see, I think a few of those drops are still wet. I could let that dry, but I think I'm going to just dab it off with a bit of a paper towel. Yeah, I don't want to remove all of that gorgeous texture, of course, but just want to dry those little drops. So I'm not pressing hard, I'm just gently just touching the paper towel because yeah, the rest, oh yeah, that was a pity. I did not want to smear that, but let's just say that this is again part of my own personal goal for this challenge as well, to overcome my perfectionism. So that's a little mistake that I didn't want to happen, but that happened anyway. All right, so be careful when you test to see if your paint is dry. Let me get my tweezers to lift this stencil. Ooh, I love that blue haze there. Really loving that. I don't know how it looks from the other side, which is more like how it will look on the final print. But oh yeah, I'm really liking that blue. So what I'm going to do, with the risk of ruining it, but we have to, no, well, don't do that. But yeah, we have to take some risks also sometimes to experiment and learn. I want to add a little thin layer of blue on there. So I'll just dry this a little bit more and then add that just a bit more of blue here, very thin. So here I have another small gel plate, and I'm just going to use this as a palette so I can roll my brayer on here and then load the paint on my brayer that way. I just want to load my brayer with a bit of paint. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so this is already fairly thick. So I rolled off a little bit on my scrap paper. And let's take a bit of paint, but I am rolling it off as well. Okay, so I think this is nice, at least for what I can see from this side. Yeah, that's always the surprise element. But it looks very interesting to me. So I'll leave this to dry. Let me go to my other plate. And just see. So this actually looks very interesting to me as well. I don't think I want to change anything here, so I'll set this to the side and carefully check to see if this is dry. But it's such a thin layer that those layers will dry very quickly normally. Yeah. So I'm going to pull this print. Okay, so I'm going to use white acrylic paint. Okay. So I'm going to print on watercolor paper, just like in video 1. Let's see that I also try to add some pressure to the corners here. It's a bit of a challenge because since this paper is so much bigger than my plate, I don't want to bend the paper here. So I try to find a bit of a balance because I want to adhere everything as best I can. But hey, my mantra is letting go of perfectionism. This needs to dry. I really love how that looks. So hopefully this is dry. Yeah, looks like it. Ooh. Let's just give it a quick dry with my heat gun as well, just to make sure it's all adhered. Yeah. So I really love also those little things that happen with the texture here to kind of create some movement here and interest. That's really what I love. Okay, now I'm going to do the same. Another sheet of watercolor paper. Okay, this needs to dry as well, and then we can pull our print. Okay, so I'm excited to pull this print. Let's have a look. Okay, so wow. Ooh, I'm really loving this. Just let me squish down this little edge here. I love those edges, even the imperfect look of them, that actually for me makes it really nice. So yeah, I really love what is going on here. I love the color. I'm really happy with this. Okay, now let's see this one. There we go. Wow. I love this blue color. It's really nice. And then yeah, all that little broken open pattern. That's something I really enjoy too. Let me remove my gel plate. Yeah, this is great. I'm really happy with this one as well. Yeah. The color, everything that's going on. So much to see. So these are my gel prints for day 2. Let me know which one is your favorite. I'm still undecided right now. I like them both actually. So I hope this is an inspiration for you. If you join me in gel printing July, then yeah, have a lot of fun playing with your gel plate. Let me know how it goes. If you want to share your work, I'd love to see it. You can post it in my Facebook group. I'll link that in the description. And yeah, if you want to have a bit more in-depth videos about gel printing basics or an in-depth project, then do check out my Patreon, because There is a lot of gel printing going on right now as well. And I'll link my Patreon also in the description. So this is gel printing July day 2. I hope you liked it. I love doing it. So I'll be back for day 3.